we go.
Oh god. Well, shout out to Yaku for committing to the meme. Again, like for those who are wondering, because I know we have a lot of people watching from like America, from the Americas and from Europe. Here in Australia, Halloween isn't really a thing at all. Like it's not really celebrated. Trick or treating isn't a thing. I haven't.
It's not a thing here either, but I love it. But I still love it.
Oh god.
But speaking of things that are and are not, question mark, we are on Boo Leningrad LE. We're in the top left-hand corner map, swelling all the way in the top left-hand corner. We have our blue Zerg player coming out from the land of Korea. He is, of course, going to be representing Alpha X still. Yeah, still representing Alpha X. He is RagnaroK.
And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Berlin-Grad LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player. He is red, representing Team NV. It is Creator.
People are waking up now. He's looking at chat.
Funada Kura, go to bed. She just got home, by the way. She just got home, and it's like 5 a.m. Go get some sleep, group. And milk. Funada milk. You could have been here, mate. You could have been here. Shaking my
Getting
head.
spooky.
Spooky. It's Halloween. What do people do in Halloween, mate? What do they do? They have dress-up parties?
Fun fact about that, I walked out of the bathroom with my face paint on. My mom was like, "Are you like, going to a party?" I'm like, she was like, "You realize we're still locked down?" And I'm like, "You fool! You think I'm going outside, and not just you think I'm actually going outside."
That's, to be fair, I would have assumed that she would have, like, you would have walked out of the bathroom. She like takes one look at you, and he's like, "Get that shit out of my face! What are you doing?
Get out of my house!
Go back into the bathroom and clean up." Oh god.
Yeah, I don't know. For the past couple of years, I've just dressed up, stayed at home, watched movies.
Nice.
It's amazing.
Well, now the most important question: what movies do you have planned to watch tonight?
Oh, Princess and I are actually going to watch Hellraiser.
Ooh, which one?
The first one.
Are you gonna like marathon and like watch multiple one after the other, or?
Probably not, because she said that the other ones aren't very good.
They're not.
Also, yeah.
That shouldn't stop
Also
you.
doing this, yeah. Also doing this thingy, which is kind of like Rabbit, but not quite. So it's kind of finicky. You have to make sure that that everybody who's watching has the exact same file. So, yeah, probably not gonna do that.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, good. Best of luck with that. Yeah, Hellraiser, not a bad movie, and yeah, just mate, you can.
I'll finally be able to understand the Ukrainian player's name after tonight.
I guess you can. Shout out to old mate Bogdan.
Yeah.
But you can watch some of the other ones. They may not be good, but they can still be a lot of fun. That's the great thing about a lot of those god awful slasher movies or old, not old, just period horror movies.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
those are my favorite ones. Good horror movie, it's pretty good. A bad horror movie is amazing. We do have players, don't we?
We do. We have a glaive opener here from Creator, just quickly checking the vision of RagnaroK. He did dip in and he did scout the opener, so he's well aware. Roach Warren already halfway done.
Yeah, this is the difference between RagnaroK and Hyperion, I suppose. Feels bad, man. But yeah, we'll see how, or rather if Creator is able to at least have a similar effect, right? In his game versus Hyperion, it did still seem like Creator was playing transition out pretty quickly. He just saw an opportunity and decided, you know what, may as well just continue to warp in more Adepts.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the scary thing, right? The Adepts are already going across the map. We do have 4 gateways finishing up here. The War Prism is headed over, and we'll see how well RagnaroK can defend. He has Lings. He should be having Roaches on the way. They're not in production yet, surprisingly, though. Just Lings.
Yeah, and a couple of queens, but we did see how quickly queens can fall to glaive of depths, especially if they're more isolated. Finally, a couple of roaches start to pop out. 7 are on the way. RagnaroK just needs to survive till then.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Creator, he's already transitioning. After that first shade, he was like, nah, mate. He throws down a Robotics Bay. He's like, I cannot end it right here. He's going to work on the follow-up. He's still threatening with these reps. You have to, right? You have to still be active with them. But the likelihood of him dealing damage here isn't looking high.
However, the likelihood of him dealing damage with drop disruptors is absolutely massive.
It really is. And again, these adepts are still a threat. You know, at any moment, if RagnaroK lets up his defenses, they can get into a mineral line and they can wreak havoc.
They really can. But just haven't been able to find that opportunity just yet. The Roaches are going for a massive counterattack. No Galawi Constitution, but this is Bu Leningrad we're talking about.
Exactly. The thing with Leningrad is that, again, these counterattacks hit so quickly. It's like 2 screens across, and you're at the 3rd base. So because of that, we can see a pretty fast counterattack, even without Roach speed. It would be risky, but he could do it. Meanwhile, feels bad, man. Creator forgot War Prison speed. It is, quite late. It's meant to be lined up with the first couple of attempts. He's even supply blocked. No.
Oh. Only gonna have one disruptor to work with for a long time. Instead of using it defensively, though, he is committed to going across the map. Interesting.
I did think that Creator was looking a little bit sloppy against Hyperion, and I feel like we're seeing that a little bit here as well. I feel like this is part of the side effect because Creator was awake early. He was playing in TSL, like he was playing in the qualifier, and now he's playing in ESL Open Cup Asia as well. Like, I don't know if he can really pull this off here, as the Disruptor gets denied.
Once again. Honestly, it is pretty impressive. I would hope that Creator took a short nap in between. Because I know that he did make it fairly deep into the bracket. I think fell short about 1 or 2 matches before the qualifying.
Something along those lines. Meanwhile, finally, the Disruptor does something. He's able to kill one of the queens. The Adepts are rotating around as well, but the Roaches are here to meet them. Galawi Constitution is on the way as well. Once that kicks in, these Roaches will go for a counterattack. Oh! Can he deny it?
Oh, one more volley! Does not get the delay on that 4th hatchery. Nothing has really been going Creator's way in this game so far. Hasn't really been punished for it, but that's about to run out as RagnaroK reaches his final-ish form.
Exactly. Oh god, here we go. I mean, now the Disruptors, they can finally get something done. A decent shot goes off. Oh.
Yeah, one really good shot. Another, not as much, but at the very least, Creator is able to get a delay on this 4th base.
Yeah, I just worry when it comes to what is at home to defend. We have 1 shield battery and 1 cannon. At any moment, I feel like RagnaroK is going to pull the trigger, but we'll see here. The Disruptors go off once again. You know, he's going to be able to get a queen.
Yeah, it's something. Blink is about to finish up pretty soon as well, so Creator is
a
much more effective anti-roach army. Another Juicy Purification Nova. You know, for all of the mistakes Creator's been making when it comes to his build, his Disruptor control has not let up yet.
This is very true. Meanwhile, the Lings, they were on a bit of a counterattack. We did have a forced recall, and with that, the Lings don't get anything done. He's going to try and go for a surround, but oh god!
The best Nova you can really get on top of the Lings at that point.
Yeah, the Novas, even one here in the mineral line, they just keep on getting damaged. These Lings, unfortunately, weren't able to find any, and RagnaroK has been stuck on these 3 bases for a very long time. He's been struggling to get a 4th up for the last 2 minutes.
Feels like Creator is starting to shape up a little, starting to wake up a bit.
He really is. He's really starting to pop off here, and RagnaroK is struggling. I was talking about like hitting a timing with Roach speed earlier. That just never happened. Oh, this time though, he is able to deny that Disruptor, but it survived. It got lifted up.
Can be utilized once again. Colossus are out now, just to be a more effective anti-Zerg option.
Oh god, exactly. Meanwhile, we have Hydra Lurker Viper on the way, but the problem is that RagnaroK doesn't really have the economy to go into this. He just doesn't have that much resources to invest into those Hydras.
Yeah, and if he loses this one battle, then that's just about going to be it. Again, I feel like this will come down a lot to the control, but I do not doubt Creator one bit. Good dodge on the Biles.
Very nice. Meanwhile, nice snipe from RagnaroK, who's able to kill one of the disruptors. Again, the fourth base is exposed, so it's going to be killed. Ay, ay, ay. But he's also distracted by the fourth because, yo, we have Vipers and Lurkers coming out.
Unfortunately, they already fall, or at least one Lurker falls. The rest of them are on the way. RagnaroK setting up a massive arc right now.
Oh my god, and Creator is just pushing on through. Finally, the Vipers come out. What do we have? No, we have a Yoko and an Adept! And another Adept!
He does get one Colossus, but not much beyond that. As Creator retreats, he gets himself a much better position that RagnaroK is falling entirely for. Only 3 Lurkers right now. I don't believe we have an Observer position.
We do not have detection, so the Lurkers will defend, but the base falls. With that Creator, he snipes 2 hatcheries and he's able to blink away. RagnaroK, ay, 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 a little bit of miss micro there with those abducts. If he had been a little bit more efficient with them, maybe he would have had enough energy for a Blinding Cloud to help out as well.
Creator does not care at all about the detection, mate. He wants bases. He's hungry.
Exactly, and with that, he rotates around, almost gets a snipe on this hatchery, trades well against the roaches, and Creator at this point can do whatever he wants. There's just too much Protoss on the map.
Nothing but Blink Stalkers. Which is, funnily enough, probably the best unit you can get in this scenario. Highly mobile, they deal a lot of damage against the roaches, which don't have a very effective range. GG's call, and Creator takes game number 1, proving that Berlingrad really is this map.
Apparently it is. And you know, like RagnaroK, he started off really well. You know, the Adepts weren't doing any damage, the Disruptors weren't doing any damage. Creator, he was getting supply blocked, he was getting Warp Prison speed. But RagnaroK was just stuck at home. Like,
It really was.
I don't think he ever attacked with his Retroraptor, actually.
He tried. He went for a counterattack initially before Galarian Constitution finished up, but Creator was able to chase that away thanks to his Disruptor control. After that, he never really was able to get a presence on the map.
Exactly. You could argue maybe the lair was late for RagnaroK, so because of that, Galarian Constitution was late, and if that he was a little bit more crisp on that timing, then maybe he could have gone for a kill with his Roach Ravager. Unfortunately, he missed that window, and then he had to go into a Hydra Lurker Viper, and as we saw, he just never got his 4th base up and running. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Brutal.
At that point, he just didn't have an economy for Lurkers. He got a couple, but again, those were pretty vanilla Lurkers, weren't they? Even the low amount of Lurkers he got weren't as effective, but we are going to be continuing our series now on...
You okay?
I mean, Ashes themselves are pretty scary, pretty spooky, aren't they? I'll come up with something better. Ghostly Ashes! LE! We're in the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way. Oh yeah, no, and it works because Ashes have like ghosts in them. Yeah. In the top right-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Protoss player coming down from the land of Korea. He, of course, is going to be representing Team NV. He is Creator.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, we have the South Korean Zerg player. He is red, representing Alpha X. It is RagnaroK. Also, I'd like to give a little bit of a funada to El Mundanito and Gold Lion 1648 in the chat. Oh yeah. This is an English stream, en inglés, no Enyas in the chat.
Ah, sí.
No.
No española, ¿por qué?
No.
Día de los Muertos, but no español.
Shaking my head, man. If you want, si quieres caseando en español, ahí tienes Enki, ahí tienes Adrich. Jokes, they aren't actually streaming right now; they're asleep. But of course, this is
that's why we have to be the Spanish cast.
No. I did politely ask if you're in the chats. You know, we prefer to keep things in English to not alienate or isolate other people. You know, this is primarily an English stream, and of course you're gonna funada each other. That's the exception. We allow all the funadas.
Dia de las Brujas.
God damn it.
Beautiful. Just a little distracted by Kura in the chat.
Right?
Yeah. She doesn't know if she can sleep because I did such a good job as the scare master of the stream.
It's true. You are terrifying to look at.
Yo, go back and watch the intro, actually, Kuro. That's what I have to say.
No, God. Meanwhile,
I didn't know what I was wearing until I introed.
It's very true. It's very true. Meanwhile, here we go. We are diving into game number 2 here. Creator is already up 1-0, and once again, he's opening up with a Twilight Council.
Well, hasn't failed him so far, so may as well. He did go for more of a Stargate opening on Curious Minds, didn't he? But that was also the game that lasted way longer than it should have, so from its mistake.
I mean, I would argue that I don't know if it's the best idea to go into a Twilight Council opener on Glittering Ashes. Like, this is the largest map in the map pool, and oh, never mind. I was about to say I don't like Glaive Adepts, and neither does Creator.
Immediately throws down the Dark Shrine. I love it. He's getting in the spirit of Halloween.
Here we go. The spooky boys are going to be coming out. Meanwhile, RagnaroK hasn't gone in for a scout yet, which is a little bit worrisome. Thankfully, there are no stalkers, so he should be able to dip in with his Overlord. He just hasn't been able to do so at the moment.
Yeah. Hat Soccer not quite in position to deny that Overlord.
Yeah.
Working off so little information.
Yeah, and with this stalker, like, RagnaroK, he's just not going to scout this. It's just not going to happen. What does he see? He sees Adepts. He sees a lack of Void Rays. So for all he knows, it's going to be Glaive Adepts again. But as we know, it's going to be anything but.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of links right now as a bit of a reaction. Thankfully, he does not neglect the Spore Crawlers. Or Spore Crawler, singular. Just in case that will be a location for him to retreat to.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? In the midst of all this is that DT. What do we have to defend? Yo, we actually have some safety spores thrown down for RagnaroK, so he is well prepared for this scenario.
Well, they don't call him the Big Brain Zerk for nothing. He wasn't able to get any information, so decided, yeah, better be safe than sorry.
Exactly. That's why so often, fun fact, even last game he got spores. He didn't know if there were DTs because of that. Sure, it's a Twilight Council opener, but there could be some DTs somewhere on the map. So because of that, he does kind of play it safe, and now he can get a cancel on the third.
Should be able to cancel just at the last second. Already a pretty effective counterattack here for RagnaroK.
Yeah, to be fair, RagnaroK had to achieve something because he invested so much in those things. He had so many of them, just in case there were Glaive Adepts. At least he was still able to find some damage with them. Meanwhile, we do have Archons trying to get into that mineral line, but the Queens are just a little bit too good, and the DTs and Archons don't do anything. But he wants it again.
Yeah, Creator not getting anything after his investment, but you could argue that Archons are, in general, just a pretty good unit to have early on.
Yeah, and yo, the Queens are a little bit out of position, so a lot of lost mining time here. No drone kills, but they were forced off the line.
Yeah, plus just a bit of a moral victory, right? Now RagnaroK has to re-micro all his workers.
Boy. That he does. The Lings finally close the distance, but the micro is pretty good, so the Archons do still stand strong here for Creator. And what is the plan? Ooh, RagnaroK. It's now his turn to be a little bit cheeky, and he's going for a Spire.
Interesting. Alright, so Creator has scouted at least 2 gases, right? I mean, he should know. He sees a lot of gases. We're taken for RagnaroK.
It's either Spire or Hydroden. Like, there are a couple of possibilities here, so Creator is still in the dark, but again, like, the amount of possibilities aren't that much. We can start to cross them off, right? It could be Fast Lair for an Infestation Pit. You know, he did just experience Swarm Host, but he confirms.
He confirms that we are in 2021, so RagnaroK is going to be going for the Spire instead of a quick infestation pit.
What are you on about? We just saw Swarm Host last series.
Shh. That was because time travel. Hyperion time travel.
No, but I thought time went to bed.
Yeah, that's why Hyperion had the ability.
Meanwhile, the Lings actually get a really nice surround on top of these sentries. Oh my god, but the Warp is a micro.
Yeah, I think only a single sentry or something like that got taken out. To be fair, the Creator was forced to use up the sentry energy in the middle of the map. Not as ideal, but he did shave off a lot of roaches.
Mate.
He's about to hit much harder.
I was gonna say, look at the units lost tab. He didn't lose a single thing in that engagement. That's how good the Warp Prism micro was, as we do see a denial of the 4th base once again.
Alright, RagnaroK has had enough. He's gonna get another base towards the south and try to get something done with his Mutas here. Not too many of them. It's not even a problem of Mutalisk yet, and there are already Stalkers and Cannons in position to deal with that.
Yeah, again, like this got scattered by the hallucinations earlier, so of course there are cannons. Some damage is being done, 2 probes, I guess, but 2 probes are not what you want.
Yeah, not with this heavy of an investment in Mutalisk. At the very least, they could try to zone out the Warp Prism in future engagements, but they're already starting to get taken out.
Yeah, exactly. This was a massive gas investment, and interesting, RagnaroK is doubling down. 3 more mutas are on the way. He believes in the power of the muta, so we'll see if maybe he can catch his opponent unawares, or at least catch that Warp Prism, as you were saying, as it looks like the Warp Prism is queued up to move out. Oh, I'm sorry, just into the main.
No, they were just to reposition, yeah. He knew that the Mutalisks were on the way. He wants to drop the Archons right on top of these mutas. Weakens them pretty significantly.
That he does. A couple more mutas are on the way. Meanwhile, as all this is happening, as he loses some mutas, he is trying to transition into Hydra Lurker Viper.
Yeah, just about the well-rounder composition for Zerg, especially against ground toss, as you were saying.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what I will say is that at least this game, he has a 4th base. You know, unlike Berlin and Grad, because this map is so much more open and large, he has a little bit more freedom to do so.
Yeah, RagnaroK is actually getting pretty close to maxing out. Just saving some supply for his eventual lurkers right now.
Yeah, to be fair, this max out of RagnaroK is a little bit deceiving, just because of the early Roach Ravager investment. Like, his army isn't looking that amazing right now, and Creator is pushing out.
With everything he's got. Creator, not maxed out, however, he does not deceive either.
It's true, he doesn't need to be maxed out. Meanwhile, we have another massive run by 4th base is denied, but at the same time, the army of Creator is pushing on forward.
Looked like we were going to have a massive flank, but the Archons just weren't quite fast enough. Creator, though, does blink away and secures himself another massive positional victory.
Yeah, 5 Immortals. How do you fight this with Roach Ravager? You don't. You need Lurkers, and right now, there we go. The Lurkers have finished up here. No Hydras, no Vipers, just pure Lurker. Is this going to be enough?
Well, the Observer already has eyes on that. And Creator is looking to flank this. The Roaches acting as a good enough buffer for now. Is really keeping the Protoss army at bay. But how long can that last? A lot of Lings are coming out right now.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, Creator is trying to pull his opponent apart right now. The Archons are hitting the right-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, the Immortals actually go all the way into the main.
Yeah, they find a position. The Stalkers also blink right on top of this. Creator is eating a couple of biles, but he is clearing up this army. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, oh, this tech is vulnerable!
The tech, everything, the Hive, the Hydrogen, the Infestation Pit, the Lurker Den, it's all gonna go down!
Yeah, and I was getting a little bit worried for Creator on the other side of the map because his natural base did get taken out. Finally, his main base is starting to bleed as well, but here comes the recall.
Mate, you wanted the base trade, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. The Biles, no, they do not connect with the Warp Prism, so we see another warp in of Stalkers. Meanwhile, do we have detection here? We actually do not.
Oh, the Observer, I guess, got taken out by the Spore Crawler earlier on, and recall was already used up. Creator can't quite escape from this position, doesn't get the Hive. He was able to still get a lot of tech, and, I mean, throughout this entire assault, Creator, I think, got the better end of the engagements. but we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, what's important is that the Hive survived. And the Lurker Den survived as well. So Adaptive Talents just finish up here for our Zerg player. At the same time, we have a bit of a run by, but the Lurkers are good enough to keep everything alive. Creator is down to 2 bases. RagnaroK has 4.
Oh. Yeah, needs to work on saturating them, but looking at the worker difference, I don't think RagnaroK is going to have too much trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I thought that Creator was going to warp in some sentries and force field the ramp. I thought he was going to go for that move, but instead he just kept warping in Stalkers, which, to be fair, has value, but unfortunately, he didn't get everything in the main base. Some tech still survived here, so because of that, RagnaroK is not in as bad of a position as he otherwise could have been.
Yeah, arguably just enough tech survived here. RagnaroK remade the Hydra Den elsewhere, so now he's making a ton more Hydras that will eventually become Lurkers. He's got about double the army supply, and this time, it's not deceiving.
Exactly, and what does Creator have left? He has a single Immortal. He does make up into the main base. Yo, he actually wants that Hive!
And he will take it down, but is it too late? I mean, RagnaroK already has a ton of Lurkers available.
Exactly, and everything in the main base of Creator is going down. Creator is 100% all in here, and unfortunately, he doesn't pull the trigger. Killing tech and backing off is not enough here. He has to do more.
Yeah, but he's hesitant. He just doesn't have enough to break through the spines and the Lurkers, and I don't think he has a recall available to him yet either.
Exactly. The longer this goes on, the better it is here for RagnaroK, and this is what I wanted. I wanted us to go into the ace match, and it feels like that is where we are headed.
Yeah, it does. RagnaroK just continuing to run around the map and just completely catch Creator unawares.
That he is. The Lings and the Mutas have done insanely well clearing up whatever they could. Again, they still haven't cleared up the main base. They're taking their sweet time with that. But there's never a world where Creator can push into these Lurkers. Like, yeah.
Well, let's say RagnaroK goes AFK for about half an hour.
Yeah, I mean, Creator needs, like, disruptors. Yeah, disruptors would be good, maybe. Maybe High Templar with Storm instead. Well, something, one or the other.
Well, before he can get there, he needs money.
Yeah.
Creator's down to 2 bases and 25 workers. He's just about spent up his entire bank. He is starving so hard. He can't even afford units, let alone tech at this point.
Yeah, and when it comes to tech, it looks like his tech of choice is a Dark Shrine.
I appreciate it. It's not going to work, but I appreciate the commitment.
Yeah. Yeah, much respect, Mimo. No, all the Stalkers get surrounded. GG gets called, and RagnaroK will take game number 2 and take us to the ace match.
I got really worried light after game number 1, and even in about the first half of game number 2, I thought, oh my lord, we were hyping up RagnaroK and Creator as being about equal when it comes to when it comes to their placements or when it comes to their rankings. But is Creator actually just going to take a quick 2-0? No, he does not. RagnaroK fights back, and we're in the ace match.
Exactly. Like, I was worried that Creator was going to hit a timing and hit RagnaroK before the Lurkers are ready. But we saw that, even though things weren't looking that great and he was stuck with all those roaches, like, he was able to get enough Lurkers out, and Creator really could never push into them.
That he could not. And now we're going to conclude this best of 3 series. In a bracket, do we have a semi? Yes, we do have a semifinalist. Haas has taken out Hero 2-1, and is waiting for either Creator or RagnaroK here. Yeah.
Wow. So we have ourselves lined up here. So the winner of this series will move on and face Haas in a best of 5.
That they will. I believe Steadfast will be covering Beyond versus Leonok, which is going to go into another semifinals that on that side of the bracket against Nightmare. So yeah, I'm really liking how we were able to spread these out. Regardless, we are going to be concluding this quarterfinal match here on it's scary. Hellburn. Just go with it. LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We, of course, have our blue Protoss player coming out for the land of Korea. He is going to be representing Team NV. He is Creator.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackburn ALE, we have the Korean Zerg player himself. He is red, representing Alpha X. It is RagnaroK. No,
You can use for this map.
there are some maps out there that have a lot of potential. Unfortunately, you know, some of these are a little bit harder than others when it comes to coming up with like spooky puns. You know, there's like Everdream for like Ever Nightmare or something. Ever Scream, yeah. World of Sleepers, you know, you can do stuff with that. What was the other one that I was thinking of? Yeah, what you on about? World of Sleepers.
Right, World of Creepers. There you go. Jeepers.
There you go. There you go.
What was the other one you were thinking about? Dreamcatcher?
Dreamcatcher, yeah. There you go. Nightmare Catcher, maybe.
Yeah.
Blackpink.
Blackpink, yeah. Wait, is it? Can we? What would it be for Blackpink?
Korea Booze. That's scary.
That's the name of the Korea Boo. Yeah, there we go. Of course, Neon Violet can be Neon Violent.
Yeah, violence. There you go. Catalyst. Catatonic.
Cataclysm.
Cataclysm.
Catatonic. Cataclysm. Not even the normal word cataclysm. Just wow, cataclysm.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what's scary.
There you go.
It's a World of Warcraft expansion.
Ice and Chrome.
Ice and Scream.
Whoa, what are you doing? Ice and cream.
Diabetes is no joke, man.
Diabetes, mate. Oh my god.
Fruitland.
Student loans. Responsibility. Marriage.
Yeah.
Are we going just?
Ooh. Aging. Early onset baldness.
Oh
Male
god.
pattern baldness.
Public speaking.
Heights.
The unknown.
Oh.
Legos on the floor. Did we both go there at the same time? Oh no. Ay. So,
what maps are those? I want to know.
If you're in the chat, let us know what is the scariest thing to rename Blackburn and some of these other maps in the current map pool. As creator is going for Glavedeps, let's go once again. 4 gates, so it's not the most committed thing, but he is already here, and he's here quick because it is, of course, Blackburn. But you know what? The roaches are already coming out.
They are. Red Rock knew. He knew we were on Blackburn, so he knew about the potential of Glavedeps in this map, especially since that's what Creator has consistently been doing.
Yep.
Consistently been doing, not just in this series, but in his series against Hyperion as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And once again, as soon as Creator saw the defenses at home, he immediately starts that robotic space. So he is transitioning into those disruptors. Hopefully this time he's able to execute a little bit better, especially when it comes to his timing with Warp Prison speed. Meanwhile, speaking of timing, RagnaroK immediately starts his lair.
Black hole.
Black hole? Yeah. Instead of Blackburn.
Yeah.
Protoss?
This isn't Wings Liberty.
Oh god.
I'm sure that is a nightmare for quite a number of people.
Void
Hey,
Rays.
no, that's why Nightmare plays Protoss. Void Rays.
Yeah. Proxy Void Rays.
Proxy Void Ray Shield Battery.
You know, I think I had a... We can get into it later. Yo, War Resist Speed is on the way here. Where is Roach Speed? That is kind of what I am waiting for. Oh, he skips it!
Oh, he does. I was going to say the lair just finished up, but yeah, RagnaroK recognizing what went wrong for me in game number 1 in Berliningrad. Roach's mate. What went right for me on Glittering Ashes? Mutalisk.
The Mutas didn't go right for him at all, though, if you remember.
They didn't. Well, initially they didn't, but as the game went on, he did use them to clear out mineral lines and just starve out Creator. Although then again, he used Lings for that.
He did
as
use
well,
Lings
so
for
it's
that,
hard to. Yeah.
The Mutas were just...
How
The Mutas were like the third wheel, you know? They like...
they
wanted to be a part of it, but they didn't really do too much. Meanwhile, yo, the Disruptors are coming out. The first Nova goes off, and oh my god, it doesn't go off.
Yeah, Creator actually forced to lift up his Disruptors before the Novas can land. Shade does get cancelled.
Oh god, it does get cancelled. Meanwhile, what an amazing split. The Disruptor actually doesn't get any drones at all.
Everything's going right for Creator this time. RagnaroK, sorry, this time.
Yeah, exactly. He's just been so on top of these Disruptors this game as opposed to the previous ones. And just like that, he has barely taken any damage.
It did feel like for a lot of game 1 and 2, Creator was winning off of the back of his Disruptor control. Now that it's starting to not go his way, I really worry for him.
Exactly. Meanwhile, another Nova goes up again. It just doesn't find any connections whatsoever. Finally, a couple of Roaches go down, but this is not enough here. And the problem is that so far, the Spire still has not been scouted.
Now it finally will, but too little, too late. Nothing shoots up, and the Warp Prism's in a lot of trouble. Oh no, run! Thankfully it has Warp Prism speed, but...
Oh god, yeah, it does have speed, so it is able to escape the clutches of the Mutas, with the Mutas ahead towards the main base. And oh god, we already have some Stalkers!
Yeah, immediately once Creator saw the Mutalisk, he just warped them in. He was getting blinked from a while ago, though. Finally starting to kick in and really help out.
Oh my god, but drones are falling left and right. Sure, he was semi-ready for it, but he wasn't ready here at the third base. Forces a cancel on the cannon. Picks off a sentry as well.
Nice little victory here for RagnaroK before the main fight even begins. Seeing the main fight, RagnaroK, he's getting ready for it. He's maxing out.
Yeah, he's going Ling, Bane, Roach, Ravager. Let's go. This is a great kind of mid-game composition against a ground-focused army, but a lot of it will still come down to those Purification Novas.
Really will. What will land first, right? Will the Banelings connect with the army first, or will the Disruptors land on the Zerg army first? That is what it really comes down to. RagnaroK setting up a surround! Force field save Creator's height for now, though.
Yeah, and decent force fields there at the last moment. Even had a Nova to kind of ward away the army. But again, he has to be so careful with how he engages. Again, with this positioning, he will at least deny a lot of mining at this gold base, but RagnaroK is already expanding elsewhere.
Like so.
And those Mutas are still going to they're still going to town, but it looks like the Mutas are finally going to be cleaned up. And yo, we have a massive Ling run by. The wall's on the wall!
Wall's on the wall!
No!
Into position, but it is just not there.
Oh my god, and now it's...
RagnaroK is forced Creator's hand.
Exactly, now it's go time. Now Creator is all in. He's losing so much at home. He has to try and end the game, and to be fair, he still can.
Yeah, there's still a very beefy army. Good use of force fields as well. RagnaroK wants to get us around. He wants to get a flank, but it's just not happening yet.
Oh god, exactly. He's waiting for the best Purification Nova. He gets a decent one off, and so does another. But the Baileys are crashing in, and he kills every single sentry.
Yeah, they've already done their job. There's not much left here for RagnaroK, but there's not much left for Creator either.
Yeah, and the problem is that
RagnaroK has the defender's advantage.
He has the defender's advantage. He has the economy. Meanwhile, Creator does not. He will be able to get a kill on a 5th base, but mate, it's a 5th base. Actually, that was the 6th base.
Yeah, exactly. And RagnaroK is a gold base, so...
Exactly.
Well, 7th base.
That he does. Meanwhile, decent Nova. And another one's going to connect as well. My god.
So many Banelings just taken out. Just like so. The Colossus goes down, but funnily enough, at this point, the Stalkers are a lot scarier than the Colossus for RagnaroK. It comes down to the control.
Yeah, exactly. So far, he was able to keep both of those disruptors alive, but the Lings are closing the distance. The Roaches are as well. Oh my god. Yeah, that was a kill in the disruptor. There's only one left.
Yeah, and it's also pretty low, too. Creator trying to set up for as good of a purification over as he can, but that won't matter if the disruptors are too exposed to get sniped. Meanwhile, Creator just does not care anymore. He is 110% all in with the RBG Scott. He does not want to rebuild at all, but I don't think he can.
Yeah, he cannot, mate. In come the reinforcements. There is nothing left here. And with this final engagement, it looks like our Zerg player is looking to advance on to the semifinals.
GG is called. RagnaroK takes that 2-1 to face Haas in a best of 5. GG.
GG, well played, RagnaroK. He had, honestly, a pretty rocky game 1. It was pretty rocky. But he brought himself back here in game 2 and game 3. He takes the entire series and he will move on, as you said, to face another Protoss player.
One that's quite a bit different from Creator, especially when it comes to playstyle. I feel like Creator was probably playing some of the most aggressive I've seen from him. Like, that wasn't the most aggressive style of Protoss out there, but for Creator, kind of feels that way. Haas, though, is a lot more greedy in the matchup. Or usually he's a lot more greedy. So we'll see if that plays into RagnaroK's favor or plays against it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Creator, unfortunately, he was really lacking a lot of like scouting information as well. He didn't scout the Spire until it was, a little bit too late. The meters were already coming across the map. And he didn't get to see the massive Ling run by. I'm sure he didn't want to be in a scenario where he was base trading, essentially. He was just kind of lacking a lot of that vision and map awareness. And that's the hard thing about Blackburn, again, just because it's so small, counterattacks hit so much more quickly, you have a lot less time to react.
Exactly.